What's up? This is Des from Devil Driver, and you're watching the Stormbringer channel.
Well, Des, welcome again to Austria. It's a pleasure
Love this
having
place,
you
man.
on
It's beautiful. The
Austrian,
summertime,
yeah,
unbelievable.
Austrian stage again.
Great time.
Fantastic. How's the tour going?
It's going well. We've only been over here for a couple days.
Mm-hmm.
Did one festival, one off show. Tonight we're with Whitechapel. Tomorrow night we're with Whitechapel, and then we get back into some festivals.
Yep.
So it's kind of cool for us to go festival stages and then come into a small club and then take that energy to the big stage next time we go.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
yeah.
I had the privilege of already listening to the new record, Winter Kills. It's a fantastic
Thank you.
record. So, what about the title of the new album?
Well, it's kind of a rebirth for us, and winter is like that for me. First of all, we recorded during the wintertime, wrote during the wintertime. I live out in the desert in California, and the winter is desolate out there. And I love the rebirth of things, the starting over of things, the building of things. So the way that spring comes in and summer comes in and blooms after the wintertime, or in our case, a new label, Napalm Records, new permanent bass player, Chris Towning. Definitely the vibe in the band is absolutely killer. So Winter Kills just summed it up.
But you do believe in rebirth and the concept of rebirth, or
The concept of rebirth? Well, I mean, if you want to get into to concepts or theology or philosophy, it's going to take a lot longer than 20 minutes with me, because those are my subjects.
Yeah.
Religion, religious histories, philosophies.
Yeah.
I believe in karma, for sure.
Right.
And I believe in ritual to affect the mathematics of the tides and the moons and the movement of life, or what we think is life. There are many more dimensions to life than what we perceive.
Yeah, yeah. You have a new record label, Napalm Records.
Napalm.
Napalm. Do they treat you well?
Yeah, they've been great. They're a great working partner. You know, you want somebody with passion, and they have it. They don't just go into it thinking mathematics. You know, first of all, your art has to be commoditized in a certain way in order to get out to the masses and take you around the world. But that's the process that I dislike. But if you're going to do it, you have to do it with people with passion that aren't just bean counters or putting you into a mathematical formula. And they don't at all. They're really coming to the table with a lot of different things. They've been a great working partner so far. We're looking to be their flagship in the United States, and hopefully that'll come true. But I met the owner, Max. He was an awesome guy. And from there, we started bonding on talking about music. And, you know, for me, it was all about the passion. Yeah.
You have grown incredibly as musicians on the new record. How do you guys wrote the songs for the new record?
We've always kind of written the same way. Different guys bring different things to the table, and we bring riffs, bring a couple drum beats, and then we'll start talking about which direction we're going to go. If you listen to a Devil Driver record, everything is different. Every record is different. It has a signature sound, but the records are much different from each other. And I think on Winter Kills, we're doing what we do best. We're kind of the square peg in the round hole. For years, no one can really figure out what genre to put us in or what to call us, which I guess is a good thing. But our fans started calling us the California Groove Machine long ago, and I was like, well, hell, that's a hell of a title to live up to. How are we going to live up to that?
Yeah.
And the way we did it was just do what we do best, and that's groove it. So these songs are tight arrangements, and it's a really cohesive record. I think people are going to like it.
Is it true that all the vocals were first takes?
Yeah, most of it all was first takes.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Wow. I didn't demo the vocals.
Yeah.
I think it takes it out of you. You either try to beat the demo or live with the demo too long.
Yeah.
And a home studio that I have, so the clock wasn't ticking.
Yeah.
So if it wasn't like first takes, if it wasn't right there and right in our face, we would stop. We would start the next day.
Right. Okay.
And instead of spending 6-7 hours on a track, another thing I didn't do is overstack. There's not 15 stacks to make it heavy. A lot of bands are doing that right now, which is cool. But I wanted it to be raw and live in your face.
I think you've done a great job in achieving that
you.
result. You've worked with Mark Lewis as a producer this time?
Absolutely. We worked with him in the past, Last Kind Words and on Beast. Great guy, knows how to get the best out of you. Certainly has a work ethic like I do. Shows up on time and works late if we need to. Also not afraid to tell you what he thinks.
Yeah.
Hey, it's not vibing. Okay, cool. Start tomorrow.
That's something that you guys are looking for, someone from outside that tells you, look, you guys are going in the right direction or not in the right direction?
No, not to point directions at all, but to say that was a good take or that was a bad take. We don't need a sixth member. We already internalize everything so much.
Yeah.
with each other. That
Yeah.
what we need is a guy to take all that and just to put it in the right direction. Meaning like, okay, that was a good take, let's move on, let's move on.
You've also got a cover song on the new album.
We
Sail.
do. We like to cover obscure songs.
Yeah.
And we did Black Soul Choir by 16 Horsepower, and I mean, we've done Metallica and Iron Maiden and stuff like that, you know, and it was just more fun to do obscure tracks. And AWOL Nation, as of right now, is a pretty obscure band, underground band. I have no doubt they're probably going to blow up one day, especially with that track.
Yeah.
But the minute I heard it, I played it for the guys. They hit me back within 5 minutes, and it was on.
You're among the hardest touring bands out there, and I think I remember you reading in some interview that you were planning to release a live record, perhaps after.
Well,
this
these are things
tour,
I'd
or-
love to do. I mean, in my whole career, I've never released a live record, so I mean, I'm going to ask Napalm, you know, after
Yeah.
this is done, if, you know, at the very end of the cycle, I'd like to go out and play the whole record, Winter Kills, in its entirety,
Yeah.
and put it out as a live record. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You know, I'd also love to do a record of just covers. I think it'd be great, like 15 or 16 covers. I thought it'd be great. But,
Oh, that would be awesome.
you know, I want to do it in the interim between another Devil Driver record. You usually get one about every 2.5 years.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen in this case because we're booking so hard.
Yeah.
We're booked all the way. We know what we're doing in 2016 as of right now.
You said once that you're sort of also a loner and a hermit, and you like to keep to yourself. How does that go with the touring schedule,
Yeah.
which can be quite cruel?
Loner, hermit, isolationist,
Uh,
completely socially awkward. That's just the way I've always been since I was a kid, really. You know? Well, I mean, how it does touring is great. I stay to the back lounge with a few good friends and drink a little bit of wine before the stage, go do what I do and what I love, and then come off and
Yeah.
hang out and watch movies or this and that. You know,
Yeah.
you don't really find me backstage hanging out or at the strip clubs or anything. It's not my thing.
yeah. I also saw that you are reading a lot. Like,
I digest books like on an insane level.
what are you reading at the moment?
Right now, I'm reading Richard Branson's autobiography, How I Lost My Virginity, or what it's called. And it's insane. I'm only about or Losing My Virginity, it's called. I'm only probably 60 pages in, but I can't stop. Like the minute I get done with you, I'm going to go read more of that book.
You also read the Beowulf classic, epic. And
Oh, I've read all the epics. I've read everything from Plato to Shakespeare. I digest books on a level that's unheard of. Yeah, but if you wanted to talk philosophy and religion and history of religion and all that, I'd have to go
way deep. I know. I mean, it's
yeah,
not
we would
quite
need
just
hours,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I would be going into the Egyptians and the Sumerians and the Babylonians. And
Yeah.
if you're into it, your eyes would be wide open. If you weren't, you'd be
Yeah, but do you actually believe in rebirth? I mean,
I do believe in reincarnation, absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah. But from the Buddhist
On the level
point,
that the Buddhist point, I don't know.
Yeah.
I take a little bit of their point.
have you read the Book of the Dead?
Absolutely, I've read the book.
What do you?
You should read the Bhagavad Gita as well.
Yeah,
oh my God, it's incredible.
Yeah,
The stories, I mean, you have to go back and digest these books. You can read them, and then you got to go back and then read them again and again and again
yeah,
and again.
yeah. But just reading the Bhagavad Gita is just
It's
such
incredible.
An enterprise.
It's just incredible, you know. And so many different beliefs around the world, and you just have to form them all into
no.
what you believe.
What would be your book recommendations? Like, let's pick one or two. What
It all
would you-
depends what you're into, man. If you're into philosophy, pick up Plato. If you're into Freemasonry, pick up the Golden Builders. It'll tell you the whole beginning of that. If you're into, you know, autobiographies, this Richard Branson thing is killing me right now.
Is there a novel that you would like to recommend from an American author?
If you haven't
perhaps?
read the classics, you haven't read Mark Twain, or you haven't read Beowulf, or you haven't read any of the classics, I mean, start there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Is this also where you get inspiration from for the music?
yeah, I mean, I started reading because when I was a kid, I just hung out by myself all, you know. All my siblings are way younger than me, so it was just me, and I just read. It just took me away, you know.
That's so cool.
I believe in karma
I
first
mean-
and foremost, you know what I mean?
I meant to ask you, are you Italian? Do you have Italian ancestors?
I do have Italian ancestors, but I'm like everybody in America. I'm a mutt, so like I have Polish, Dutch, Danish, German, Irish, you know, Italian.
Yeah, but it's not like you
I have
have
I'm predominantly Italian.
And do you know where your ancestors came from, or
Yeah,
where they
Sicily.
immigrated?
I
Sicily.
believe my
Okay.
grandfather came from,
Right.
and my grandmother was Calabrese. So
Okay.
here,
Okay.
I mean, that's why I can cook, and I'm a romantic
Do you,
at heart.
do you speak Italian?
I can understand it enough to like get me around,
Uh-huh.
but no, I don't speak it.
Yeah.
I would love to learn the language.
Yeah.
And this year is kind of one of those years for me where growth is a big word. So like learning how to play guitar,
Yeah.
some other things in my personal life. Like there's just things. It's a big growth year, but a language is definitely one of them.
Yeah.
I kind of gave myself over the next 2 years want to learn a language, and
Right.
because I live in California and I can pick up Spanish and I know Spanish, and it's a romantic language.
Exactly. Yeah.
Italian kind of comes natural as well.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see.
What are you listening to at the moment? Which are the bands that really grab your attention?
Well, I just finished with a record, so like 6 months prior to a record and 4 or 5 months after, I really try not to pick up anything new.
Okay.
Really, and I just started recollecting vinyl
Okay.
with my kids. So now it's definitely all older stuff right now. It's everything from Black Sabbath to Kiss to Sinatra to But I listen to everything. I mean, I like the blues, everything from blues to black metal to Black Flag. It's like I love all music. Bauhaus, Sisters of Mercy, The Cure. I like it all.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's quite a
I love
selection.
music. I mean, I could wake up listening to Satyricon and go to bed listening to fucking Billie Holiday.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you play an instrument?
I'm just learning guitar, and I learned my first power chord yesterday,
Yeah.
and Smoke on the Water the night before. So I'm starting how everybody else does. But ESP gave me a custom, and Gibson guitarist just recently gave me a really killer hollow body.
Yeah.
And I love the sound of it, so I sleep with the thing practically. So
Yeah, yeah.
give me 2 years, and I'll pick up the guitar for you. And
We're looking forward
once
to
I put my mind to something, it's like it's a done deal. So
Yeah.
even everybody in my band's like, okay, he's going to be playing guitar. It's like it's going to happen.
By the way, you've got a new bass player as well.
Yeah, Chris Towning, great dude, man.
Can you tell us a bit about him?
Great cat. Toured with us for a long time.
Yeah.
Worked for us for a while. Started playing on stage, and I started realizing, A, great player. B, fantastic live. C, amazing to live with. Straight edge cat, got his head together, square business kind of guy. Fantastic to hang out with. He's become a very good friend.
Yeah.
And we just made him a permanent member, at the onset of the record. That's why Chris didn't write or play on the record, because it was basically written.
Okay.
But I keep saying this is our best record, and people are like, well, where's that going to leave you for the next one? And the thing is, I have Chris in my back pocket as a secret weapon for the next record. So hopefully it'll be Devil Driver sound, but it'll be different as well, and something new to challenge our fans. I mean,
Well, on that note, we're looking forward to the release of the new record on the 27th of August.
27th of August. Yeah.
So looking forward to that, and all the best for the new record and the current tour.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you, Des.